if it takes you 12 months to get to manager, people get disheartened when it takes you a long time to grow a business. If you do the first step in your business and there's growth, people go, oh, I can do this. And then they start getting feedback from the people that have bought the patches, and then they go, oh, I can really do this, right? And so then they want to get to director. And of course, that's when everything really starts to have fun. So I can feel from you that this is going to be very easy for you to do. For me, it's a spiritual thing. For me, it's very much tapping into our own innate nature. Ever since I've been a child, I was on a mission to help end suffering. Jesus came to me when I was 3, and he said to me, you are a child of God and you are love, and you are going to tell everyone in the world that that is who they are. Therese Santos told me about the patches 2 years before I was curious enough to take them on, and I was wild because I thought, I don't want to wear a patch. What do I want to wear a patch for? And then she said 2 magic words: stem cells. And the moment she said stem cells, I was like, oh. I had girlfriends who were paying $25,000, $36,000 to have third-party stem cells put into their body so that they could look and feel younger and better. And I was so amazed that anybody would even think to put something in their body that wasn't the original God-given divine gift, right? But the moment Therese explained to me that how this works, and it is actually activating copper peptide, which is elongating my telomeres and activating the regeneration of my own stem cells. The moment she told me that, I was actually I'm having this. And what's very interesting for me was that for 6 months, I didn't feel a thing, not a thing. However, my skin started to be a bit more luminous. I had more energy, but I didn't realize it. Like, I wasn't taking notice. And I think this is important for everybody, because certain people who are very young and healthy, they'll say, oh, I didn't feel anything, I'm not, they do nothing for me, I'm not going to have them. However, if you can imagine that however many decades we've been alive, it's going to take at least a month per decade for enough stem cells, enough telomeres and everything to be in the position to actually change what we have done, to change the damage that we've created. If you actually think that from the age of 25 onwards, our stem cells begin to degenerate, by 65 there's practically none left. I started using them at 65. I'm now 68 and my skin is incredible. People say to me, where did you have the facelift? What have you done? And I laugh, I go, this is my facelift. It's right here, it's $100 a month. And they laugh at me. But the fact is that I feel better now than I felt when I was 45. And this is just such an incredible shift. And I didn't even notice it. It was like, tell people to take a notice. Ask people to find a baseline. Because one day, about 6 months after starting using X39 just X39, my husband said to me, do you realize you're getting up in the morning at 7 o'clock and going to the gym? And I went, oh yeah, my body just wants to do it. It was not even that I'd never done this before. My body just wanted to do it. And so I started looking at my skin, everything about who I was and how I was feeling, and it was phenomenal. But and I wasn't sharing these patches at this stage. However, 6 months later, I ended up in tears for 2 months, like sobbing. I had an MRI and it showed that my 3 base discs were completely degenerated and that there was arthritis on a nerve into my right hip. If any of you have had nerve pain, you know how bad it is. And when Rick, that frozen shoulder pain, it's kind of like that. It's so debilitating. And Therese said to me, come down to a one-off special pain management patching session that David was doing. And I was like, no, I'm not going. I can't sit in a car for 3 hours. And my husband put me in the car and we got there. I looked at the room and it was all hard wooden chairs, and I'm going, oh God, I'm going to have to end up in the back seat of the car now. I can't even stay on one of these chairs. Therese called me over and she put the energy enhancer patches on the bottom of my feet, the brown on the left foot, the white on the right foot. She put the same thing on my wrists. I already had an X39, which was starting regeneration, but I didn't know that, right? And she put an E on me as well, below the belly button. Within half an hour, I am sitting on the hard chair and I am crying. And I looked at Daniel and he said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I've got no pain whatsoever, zero pain." And at that stage, I was so excited to think that I had gone from this massive amount of pain where honestly I was in fear of being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I couldn't understand how anybody could live with that kind of pain. And I went up to David afterwards and I told him that I had the MRI that proved what was happening inside my body. And he just smiled at me and he said, "Guess what? Your back is regenerating now." And I walked out of there on cloud nine. I got in my car and I started a Facebook group, #PatchMeUpBabe. I was so excited that I wanted to share it with the entire world. I wanted the world, I know humanity is in so much pain, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, you name it. Humanity is in pain, especially now after the last couple of years. So people are suffering on many, many different levels. And there was no way that I was going to be able to contain this product for myself. And so 2 years later, I actually am now a presidential director. And Therese said to me, "I don't know how you did this. You've only got 2 directors underneath you. That's really rare. Most people to get to this stage she said, "I had 19 directors under me to get to the stage you're at." But I have a very solid, dedicated team because I was talking energy, frequency, vibration. I was saying to people that if you show up as the best version of you, which is the highest possible frequency that you can show up as. In other words, if you tap into the frequency of love, and you come from that space right here, when you're talking to people, they feel that they are loved, they know that something's going on. People turn around and go, "What is it? What have you got?" And I just smile and I say, "It's just love. Love of you, love for this product." And they want in. They just go, you know, when Harry met Sally and she's going like this, having an orgasm, people go, "I want what she's having," right? So I know that I have helped millions of people around the world. So that was like, I've added all of the work in 50 years in business now, in 4 different award-winning businesses. Through that, there was this this need and mission to help end suffering, to let people know the truth of who they are. And it wasn't until I had that patch system, the LifeWave patch system, that I realized that now there was something bioavailable, so high frequency on the planet for us, that all you had to do was peel the back off and put it on, and your own frequency was risen so that you had to match up to it. This is definitely, I'm talking energy here as an energy master. When you show up as the best version of you and you put these patches on, they're more effective. Everything is more effective when you are the best version of you. And I loved when Roy and Rick talked about kindness, when they were, you know, the little gems that were in there were so important, because no matter what business you're in, but particularly one-on-one, people know if you're being real with them or not. They know if you're passionate. So what I've come up with is a formula, because 2022 for me has to be the year of directors. I've got to have destination director in place for me, only having 2 at the moment. I know I'm not going to get to the top and earn the money and the income that I want to earn unless I've got a lot of directors. So when I thought about destination director, I thought, what does that mean? And then I went, oh, it really means that I need a lot of managers. So I put together a formula for creating managers in a day. And I've only just done this. I've done this 4 times with 4 people in my downline, and each one of them became a manager in that day. And it was just so inspiring. There's a few little things that I need to tweak about this, but I'm going to tell you how for you to become manager in a day. and even more importantly, how to help your downline become manager in a day. It's the formula that you're going to just spread, and then you're going to give that formula to them to spread. And in fact, next Tuesday, one of the women that I help become manager in a day, we're going to do the exact same formula again with a whole new group of people, so she can add to her team. So in other words, it's a way of actually enrolling people that is so precious that people understand what's going on. So firstly, what you do, and I know that Rick and Roy have really educated you so well, but firstly, what you do is you make a list of a minimum of 20 to 30 people. If you've got more than that, great. If you've only got 10 people, great. Make a list, set up a Zoom call with your upline if they will do it for you. I'm doing this for my downline at the moment. I'm expecting that they'll be able to do it for them, for their people downline. So what I'm doing is I'm getting on a Zoom call with my immediate personally enrolled person. We're doing an introduction to LifeWave. She sent the Zoom link out, or he. They've said, I've got something really incredible that I want to introduce to you. I've got something that's going to change your life forever. It's changing mine. So in other words, they've used the patches, they've had some shifts, and they're ready to try it. They're ready to help people with it. So we get on, we introduce ourselves, we tell them what LifeWave is, and then I say, I've got a 2-minute video that just shows you exactly how this phototherapy works. And I put the 2-minute video on, which you all have access to, and it just goes through, put the patch on, the light is reflected back into your body, which sends the information to the brain, which sends the information through to the body. I mean, it's such a beautiful system. And people like, whoa. And then we go through and we tell them what are the patches that are available and what they do. And then we ask for Q&A. So it's really that simple. It doesn't even take a long time. The Q&A is very important because in the Q&A, it's important that you let them know what they need to do in order to sign up. Now, the reason why they're going to sign up is because we say to the first 5 people who sign up with a gold package or above with one patch on auto ship. This is the big gold +1 or more +1. They have to be auto ship as well. The first 5 people who create a membership account of the gold +1, we are going to give you the most precious gift of $150 retail, 30 days of brand new stem cells with the X39 patch system. And they all want the prize. So without fail, every single person that I've done this with so far has had a minimum of 5 people sign up. And of course they go in. When this happens, the moment the call is finished, I explain to them that they have to go in, they have to change legs. When 2 people have signed up as gold, we change legs and get the other 2 signed up as gold. So now we've got a manager in a day. But the great thing is that those people are now set up to start to go in and create themselves as managers because they've done the first step. The first step in becoming a manager, as Rick said, was you have to have a gold package and you need to be active, and then you need 2 silvers either side. I love X39 is too precious to give away for silvers. If you wanted to say 2 silvers, the first 5 who sign up as silver will give you an Eon. Great, same thing, depending on who your audience is. And then I've learnt from doing this, because it's been so successful that people get excited and they start making mistakes. And when they make mistakes, then they go back to the person who was on the Zoom call for manager of the day and they start blasting them. You didn't tell me this. So I am just going to tell you this. When you do manager in a day, when you do your own, you're going to say to everybody, do not choose the buy now button. The buy now button is so Oh, it's so obviously that you want to press that buy now button because you're all excited. Do not press the buy now button. Choose the tiny little word that says join, upper right. When you do that, then you're asked to choose a country, then you're asked to choose your kit. Now, when you choose a kit, very important, we've told this to so many people because people are calling up and saying, you didn't tell me this in your manager in a day. Make sure that you tell everybody, do not purchase the $25 kit because it's not a kit. It's really just there because it has to be there. And if you choose the kit, you get no patches whatsoever, and you don't have a proper account. There's no way you're going to get to any form of manager or anything with that kit. The next thing that we realized we had to have was they're all saying, oh, so I have to buy all that X39. I'm going, no, all the kits. When you go into gold, your entire kit will be populated by X39. However, it's really important to understand that you can change that, you can change it and click on the patches that you want to create your gold package. And this is important because a lot of people who have never been in this business before think that they have to buy everything X39. So it's like no matter what package you come in at, all of the package are already pre-populated with X39. It's very important that you let everybody know, hey, click on patches, let them come up, and you can pre-populate. So you can choose the ones that you want. This has been a really important thing because we get into trouble when we're doing manager in a day if we don't explain to them that they have to actually go through the process of choosing the patches that they want. Now, of course, they can come in at all X39. That's super exciting too, right? Especially if they want to give them away or start patching other people. But really, by the time you've finished, if you've done your job in your Zoom call, they know enough about the other patches to know that they will definitely want glutathione. Everybody wants to wear glutathione daily at the moment. There's not an option for any of us. We need to have that strong immune system. We know that if you want this kind of skin at 68, you're going to want to start with aloe vera and nirvana if they're available in your country. If they're not, Eon is like my second favorite patch because it's doing so much for everybody. And of course, we can hardly wait for X49 to come up. So when you do your manager in a day Zoom call, which I want you all to think about, creating a Zoom call, all you are going to do is let people know how to do it, what to do it, why they want to do this. I've created 5 managers in a day at the moment, and I've only just started doing this. And now they are wanting to do the same thing. And I'm coming in with them for them to do manager in a day for them for the first time. After that, we know that they will have enough knowledge and wisdom to do it for themselves. But how exciting is this? This is a repeatable process that is so easy to do. And not only is it repeatable, but you become a director so quickly when you've become a manager, when you get your 2 people doing this. This is like heaven. I just wonder if there's any questions about this.
Wanted to ask, I love your formula and it makes perfect sense. And I'm just wondering if you have a sort of a short PowerPoint that you've come to use that you think is really effective, or do you feel that the talking is the most important part of your presentation?
I, I don't use a PowerPoint at the moment. Because I'm so passionate about this, I think people can feel the passion, they can feel the truth behind what I'm saying. I do use that 2-minute video though. I think the video it says it all. It's like, whoa, right? And
Yeah,
it's very,
yeah,
very important for it. I love this because when you know how these patches work, and for me it's a spiritual thing. For me it's very much tapping into our own innate nature, right? And so for me, it's so easy because I talk from that point of view. I probably talk too much spiritual when I'm talking to people, but you know what? It works for me. And it works for me because I'm attracting people who want to help other people, people who are in pain. And I tell them my story about the pain that I've been in. I tell them that I thought I was going to be in a wheelchair for my whole life. And I talk to them about, I give them examples of why I'm using them and how easy it is. And people know when you're doing a presentation, when you're coming from your heart, which I can see that you would do, speaking to people from that way, then they know that you're not trying to con them into anything. You're not trying to sell them anything. All you're doing is presenting a system that works for them to have better health, longevity, and people trust. When you have a level of trust from your presentation, it's so easy. I have not every single person that I have, the 4 people I've actually started this formula with, because I've just started it, has gotten to manager in the day, and all of them now are creating huge downlines because they're so excited. When somebody can see, if it takes you 12 months to get to manager, people get disheartened. When it takes you a long time to grow a business, if you do the first step in your business and there's growth, people go, oh, I can do this. And then they start getting feedback from the people that have bought the patches, and then they go, oh, I can really do this, right? And so then they want to get to director. And of course, that's when everything really starts to have fun. So I can feel from you that this is going to be very easy for you to do.
Thank you very much. I do just have one other quick question. You were saying that you're offering a bonus to people. So what you're recommending is that people do purchase like a pack of X39s and then send it to their new downline?
I actually, when people become manager immediately after this, I send them an X39 pack, yes.
Okay.
And actually what we've done, I think I've even offered 4 packs, yes, 4. What I've done is, so the first 4 people to enroll as gold or above, and we say this, by the way, you have to enroll as gold or above with 1 patch on auto ship. So this is conditional. When you start your account at gold or above and you have a minimum of 1 patch on auto ship, then we are going to give you an X39, a sleeve of X39, and they want that sleeve of X39.
Yeah.
So
That's
I've
great.
given away quite a bit of X39, but truly it's worth it because it's coming back in so many levels. It's yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you for great questions.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Yeah, good to meet you, Sandra. Fantastic. Great energy. And my question for my team is, because you guys, it's just, you sound so down to earth and so easy to understand, and you make this so simple. Yeah, if you could answer that, I appreciate that. Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, I mean, I think being able to, for each one of us in business, being able to even emulate what I'm doing at the moment would be so wonderful, because it really is, when you know that these patches work, you have a veracity. There's an energy that we give out that makes people understand that you are telling them the truth. This is not a con job. This is not something that oh, maybe it'll work. It's another MLM thing. For me, it's very important. I tell my story, and this is for everybody here. Tell your story. How did you get to use the patches? What have you seen since you've been using them? And then, of course, being able to really put into place this system where you can create a manager in a day is really important, because the next step into director is once you get to director, then you start making good money. Then you start seeing the rewards. Then you go, wow, I can do this full time. I mean, I'm a spiritual teacher in the world, and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of students. And I'm now not teaching as much as I used to, the work that I used to teach. I'm now very focused on this. But do you know why? To me, this is the same thing. There's no difference between sharing this technology than there is in sharing a lot of the spiritual work, because it's coming from the same place. It's coming from the heart that needs to and wants to share. It's coming from the mind that understands that people need help now more than ever. And so when you're actually in that space and that place, you can't go wrong. People understand. So what I'd say to you and to everybody who's creating your own LifeWave team now is to just come from that space of absolute integrity, of knowing that what you've got to share and what you're sharing with the world is probably the most important thing on the planet that you can share. And being able to be strong to saying to people, hey, you can do this. This is easy. You just have to have a bit of knowledge and wisdom. I started sharing these patches and I knew nothing about them, except that my 3 lower discs no longer had me sobbing in bed. And it's really important. So I would say to you, really keep it simple. The simpler you can keep it, the better. And just do the formula that I just gave you. I think you'll find that you'll be so successful. Did that
Absolutely.
answer, or did I get off track?
No, you explained everything beautifully, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Sandra.
Good.
Thank you, Roy.
Oh, you're welcome. Good luck. Go, share this. We want to heal the world, right? I think it's very important to me, because I'm a healer, and that's my job, is that to actually have a product that I can physically give people and see a result immediately in them, and then for me to do the work that I do with them, the massive healing that is happening is huge. And it's almost like it's going to put me out of business, out of my own healing business, because these are so phenomenal in what they do for each and every human, and cats and dogs and horses, everything.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
I just want to ask, how do you actually convince people, besides just signing up for Go, the condition of the auto-ship as well?
Yeah, so I just tell them that that's the best way to do it. And when they do it, we're going to give them a $150 retail pack of X39. So we're going to give them their first pack. It's like a prize for the first 5. And a lot of people want that. But also, by the time I've finished speaking about it, they understand they can first of all, they can feel the frequency of where I'm coming from, that it's completely honest. It's they want what I've got. When Harry met Sally, they want what I've got, and the health, the well-being. I tell people I'm in my 69th year, and then they look at my skin, my hair, and everything, and that I've been using these patches for 2.5 years, and then they're like, okay, right. There's something visible going on where people can see that this actually works. So I would say that asking people to sign up as gold or above, and having 1 patch on auto ship is the condition for them to get the free patch, and they want the free patch. So that's what I do. And also, I think because I'm very clear, I have such integrity, because this product has such integrity, that they can feel that what I'm saying is the truth, and there's a lot of trust. So when there's a lot of trust, it's just very easy to be clear. And I think that's something for everybody in this business. When you have clarity, when you're in a place of integrity, when you understand that what you are promoting, and I'm not even using the word selling, when you are promoting a system that heals the body, mind, and soul, then people get it. They know, and they go, I want what she's having, right? And so that's really It's really what's going on here. So I would say to you, if you wanted to do this system, you could do it with the first people who sign up. We say the first people 5 people who sign up as gold will get the free X39. You could say the first 5 people who sign up as silver will get Eon. So if you're going to, if you're going to change it so it's not the top of the tree as the gift. You could even do both. I mean, my next one I'm going to do, I think I've just inspired myself. I'll do the first 5 who signed up will get the X39. The next 5 who sign up will get the Eon as silver. So, you play with this. When you are confident, when you've seen the results, when you know what these are doing and there's nothing like them in the world, it's so easy to be sure and for that sureness and confidence to spread with the people that you're talking to.
I see. Okay. I just have sometimes that some people that you were saying earlier that, after using for 2-3 months, the much healthy people, they said they don't feel or see anything yet.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I say to them, that's exactly right. In fact, I preempt that a lot of the times. I will say to people, you could use X39 for 6 to 8 months and think that you're not seeing or feeling anything. I did. I was one of those people. I used them for at least 6 to 7 months before I thought I was seeing anything. But then I took notice. I took notice of the little things. And this is what you need to say to everybody in your downline. You need to say, okay, so you've been using them for 4 months, 6 months. What have you noticed? I tell people to do this before they start, by the way, now, because so many people would say the same thing to me. I go, I need you to take notice of how you're feeling now. I need you to take notice of how fast you walk, what you're feeling like on a day-to-day basis, because 6 months from now I'm going to ask you those same questions and they tell you something very different. I tell people, you've done a lot of damage to yourself over your lifetime, and it takes, if you think that in 6 months it's going to change outwardly, you have to think again, because often it will take 12 months for people or 8 months for people to see the result that they thought they were going to get in the first month. So it's really important to say to people, look, this is working internally on your stem cells, internally on everything. So all the damage you have done to yourself up until this point is starting to get unraveled, and then you'll start seeing the results. Once I do that, once I started understanding that, they started going, oh, okay, just keep going with it. Does that help?
Yeah. Okay. We just need to remind people that internally.
I think the most important thing for everyone to know is, if you're not seeing anything on an external basis, do not worry about it. What's going on inside your body is what's important, and eventually what's happening inside will start to show on the outside. And some people have been sick, they've abused themselves, all sorts of things, and it takes longer to see things. I've got other people, they put a patch on in one day, they see a difference, and I'm going, oh, I just wish everybody was like that, my one day wonders. But a lot of times they're not like that, and they're the ones that you just need to continue to reassure that don't give up, because if you want the results, you just have to keep going.
Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome, darling. Some people in one day it's done. It's like, wow, I wish. Truly, I would say 6 to 10 months for me, depending on the age. I was in my late 60s when I started using them. So for me to even think that my skin would be this luminous, or my hair thicker, or all of these things happening in a month, I think it would have been really unrealistic. And I've been incredibly sick most of my life, So I just think, why not tell people, look, you are going to get these results. It is going to happen. But depending on what you've been through in your life, depending on where you're starting from, is to how many months it's going to take for you to actually start really, really seeing it and feeling it. And so even let them know that, so that they're not expecting after 1 month, oh, it's not happening, and then they give it a miss.
Hi, Sandra, how are you?
Hi, beautiful. I'm really great, thank you. It's wonderful being here with all of you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, actually, I started 2017, and basically I have so many doctors in my downline, But I found that in Canada, it's a little bit tougher to build a team because everybody loves it. Obviously, whoever uses it loves it. But I don't know, to build a team is a little bit difficult because we have a system that give the free medications and free doctors. Everything's free, right? So many people that they use it, they said, well, we have to pay for this rather than, medicines are free. Even though if I have insurance, I don't use, but they don't even have insurance. If they don't have insurance, they ask the doctors to give them a free samples or something. But it's a little bit difficult to build a team. Although I have like about in my team, I have almost 600 people, but it's hard to build it. I know you say manager. I'm trying. I make my manager. I turn my. Make one person manager turn my face around. The other one is deactive. So it's a little bit difficult to build a business. Otherwise, people love the product. I don't know if you have any suggestion for us.
Yeah, I do. I think for me, it's very much, do they want to be on drugs or do they want to activate their own body's ability to heal?
Yeah.
And this is a big question that we've got to start asking people. Do you want to be stuck in a medical system where you can take a drug and you have no idea what the side effect is going to be? You've got no idea how it's going to affect you 5-10 years down the track. And with this, there's absolutely zero side effects except sometimes there's a bit of a detox that goes on, right? And then 5-10 years down the track, you're in a better state than what you were in. Like me at 68 now, coming on to in my 69th year, compared to what I was like even 20 years ago, is very, very different. Drugs don't do that for you.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I think what you need to look at is starting to talk about reverse aging, which the drugs are not doing on any level. Start talking about it in a different way. You've already got a huge team. I would kind of get them together and start re-educating them as to reverse aging, as to really letting them know that every time they put a drug in their system, something else in their system is going to go wrong. Every time you put a patch on, something else in your system is going to go right. So there's a very big difference from how you can talk to people. You can use that, by the way, it just flipped out of my mouth for you. So the drug, we know that the drugs are doing a lot of damage. We know that. You've just brought up something really fantastic for this group, and that is that, people are getting COVID. However, if they tell you that, you need to tell them, okay, you need to get on these patches immediately. Glutathione, X39, just give them the ones that you believe will help speed up recovery. And also, I put everybody, I share a recipe. I call it my hydroxychloroquine recipe, which is a bit naughty. But I with the patches and this, they work so well together that even if they get it, they get over it really fast, and then they go, wow, these patches really work, right? Because the patches, the glutathione, two glutathione patches and an eon here, all of a sudden you've got a system here that no matter what disease they get, even cancer, 2 glutathione and eon here, you've got an immune system that's just going to be able to fight this stuff. What I would tell everybody too is just make themselves some 3 lemon, the rind of 3 lemon, the rind of 3 grapefruit, washed, put them in a pan, a saucepan with beautiful clear water, boil it, then simmer it for 3 hours.
Yes.
And don't ever take the lid off because the quinine is in the vapor. So you leave the lid on till it's completely cool, put it in bottles, put it in the fridge, and that's my hydroxychloroquine. And we have 2 tablespoons in the morning and 2 at night. If we feel like we've got something coming on, we'll take 2 more. But with the patches and that, it's like, we feel like we're really, our immune system is supported in order to keep us healthy. And if we do get something, it's done and dusted very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
By the way, the cancer, one of my girlfriends who was about to have both her breasts removed, she was told about the patches 10 days before surgery. She did the glutathione here and here and the Eon here, the triangle,
Yeah.
and she started taking bicarb of soda in water. She went to have the surgery 10 days later, and the surgeon said, "I'm not taking your breasts, you don't have cancer anymore." 10 days and it was gone. I mean, she didn't have to have her breasts removed. So
Wow.
I'm not saying that's going to happen for everybody, but that's that one case. We're in the right place at the right time. Anybody who's decided to take this on is definitely in the angelic realm, right? We have a heart to serve. I've been serving people on a spiritual level for 50 years, and right now, I almost feel like I don't need to do my own spiritual work, which of course I'm not going to stop. But this patch system is like to me, it's like this. We've got this spiritual work, and then I've got the patch system, and they're doing this beautiful dance with each other. And the results that we're getting, people are changing their lives on such deep and profound levels. And we need more happiness on the planet, especially right now. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Roy.
Roy.
Thank you.
Thank you.